We need to have a very serious, very uncomfortable conversation about what we just watched the Indiana Fever put on the floor against the Golden State Valkyries.
And he forced another turnover. Clark, the quick pass, whips it right to Cunningham. 500 career assists for Caitlin Clark, the fastest to do it in WNBA history.
Because that performance was not just a loss, it was an organizational indictment delivered in real time across 40 minutes of basketball that revealed every structural flaw, every coaching failure, every roster limitation, and every competitive weakness that has been building throughout this entire season. There are no more excuses available. There is no more runway for explanations that deflect responsibility. What happened in that game is what the Indiana Fever are when they are playing against a well-coached, prepared opponent that is not intimidated by the name on the front of the Fever's jerseys. Let us start where any honest assessment of this disaster has to start: the coaching. Stephanie White was thoroughly, comprehensively, embarrassingly outcoached by Natalie Nakase of the Golden State Valkyries. There is no diplomatic way to describe what happened on the sidelines in that game. The Fever ran the same sideline inbound play repeatedly without variation. The defensive scheme never adjusted to what the Valkyries were doing offensively. The rotations were nonsensical. The refusal to sit players who were actively hurting the team's competitive chances was indefensible. And the overall impression left by this coaching performance was of a staff that had no answers, no adjustments, and no sense of urgency about any of it. The specific defensive failure that defines this game more clearly than any other individual statistic is the treatment of Veronica Burton. Burton is a professional basketball player who has never been mistaken for an elite offensive talent at the WNBA level. She is a capable role player who, when scouted and defended properly, is a manageable defensive assignment. Against the Indiana Fever in this game, Burton looked like an all-NBA performer. She finished with game totals that should never have been achievable against a competent defensive scheme deployed by a prepared coaching staff. The reason Burton had the game she had is not complicated to diagnose. The Fever refused to blitz her. They switched everything defensively, leaving Burton isolated against whoever happened to be in front of her, whether that was Clark, Mitchell, or Monique Billings, and allowing her to go one-on-one with the kind of freedom that no defensive scheme should grant to a player of her offensive profile. The one time the Fever finally sent a blitz at Burton, she visibly had no idea what to do. She looked disoriented, uncomfortable, and thoroughly out of rhythm. And the Fever never did it again. Once. One time. That is not a defensive adjustment. That is a coaching failure of the highest order, committed in real time during a game that the Fever needed desperately to win. Now let us address Aaliyah Boston, because the conversation around her performance in this game needs to be direct and it needs to be honest. Boston is being compensated at a level that reflects a franchise cornerstone salary. $6 million. That is the financial commitment the Indiana Fever made to her. And what she delivered in this game, particularly in the first half, was not commensurate with that investment by any standard of evaluation. 0 points in the first half. 2 rebounds in the first half. Scoreless against Letitia Amayere, a defender who is giving up significant size and strength advantages in that.
What did you like about those final 2 shots, both the one before the jump ball and the one to try and tie it?
I thought they were both good looks. You know, they're a really good defensive team, and when you get an opportunity to get some clean looks, it's important. You know, I thought we got some good looks. They just didn't go down.
Question for Coach. Did you expect number 4 for the Valkyries to play as much as she did in that second half? You think it's good?
Yeah, I mean, she's here for a reason, right? I mean, you watch her on film and she can get a shot off. She's got great size and she's got great length. So yeah, we expect everybody on the scouting report to play.
Question for Boston. Just what kind of challenges defensively did the Valkyries present from an athleticism standpoint?
I mean, yeah, they're big. They're pretty long. I think on some of those traps, they were able to get in the pass lanes a little bit. But I mean, they're just super athletic. They're an athletic group, and they play with a lot of energy on the defensive end.
Yeah, Aaliyah, you had those 2 early fouls and had to sit for most of the first half. How does that affect your flow and your speed?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even able to get into a flow. I mean, I played the second half. I think it's super hard to try and figure out and understand how the refs are calling it. I think it's super hard to get charged fouls when I don't think anyone's in legal position. I mean, shout out to the Valks. I mean, they did a great job selling it, and the refs bought it, to be honest, so good for them.
Wow!
Coach,
Energy.
this is-
Hi.
yeah, my question is, how much did the fans and the atmosphere of the arena play in, down
was
the stretch,
loud.
how you went towards the game?
First of all, I love when we play here. I mean, these kinds of environments are a lot of fun. I think it speaks to the fan support in the Bay Area. It's always been really good collegiately and now professionally. But when you get into those moments in a game, you're locked in. Like, I don't even hear the fans, so I don't know about them. But when the crowd starts before the game, and when there's a timeout or a dead ball, and you can kind of hear, it's like white noise out there. But I mean, home court advantage is home court advantage.
Question for either player. If it is white noise, you guys don't hear it, or if you do hear it, just how much fun is it to play in an environment where everyone's booing you and just to have that?
I mean, I think you're used to it. I mean, in college, obviously, you play in sold-out arenas, and then to come here and continue to play in sold-out arenas, you know everyone's going to show up. But I mean, it's fun. I mean, this is what you played professional basketball for: to travel, to have people boo you when you run out, but also to continue to show up and play your best game. And so the energy in this building is always super high. It's always exciting to play. But I mean, once you're in the game, you're really focused on what you're doing.
Yeah, Ray, even through a loss, a career high 16 for you.
Good
How
job,
are you
Ray.
getting more comfortable throughout this beginning of the season?
Yeah, I just take it day by day. I think it starts in practice. Leaning on the decks, learning new concepts. But honestly, I just do whatever it takes to win. Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna listen to what Coach Steph wants from me and want me to go out there and do, and I'm trying to execute it.
Second straight game in here where Caitlin Clark had a tough shooting game. Are there any similarities to how they guarded her last?
The Valkyries were the better coached team tonight. That sentence should never be true for a franchise with the financial resources and the star power of the Indiana Fever. But it is true. And until the people responsible for that reality are held accountable for it, games like this one will keep happening. And the season that should be defined by Caitlin Clark's historic individual production will instead be defined by organizational dysfunction that prevents that production from translating into consistent team success.